Blake Lively shitting on Baldoni. Video analysis. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Recently, you will have enjoyed my detailed analysis of Blake Lively, where I looked at various aspects of her life from a variety of different evidential sources and reached the conclusion that she is a narcissist. Having established that about her, this now enables us to look at her behaviours against the prism of her narcissism. One of the most important things for you to understand about the narcissist is that when the narcissist is dealing with other people or is contemplating dealing with other people, the actions and behaviours and conduct of the narcissist, they're all governed by the narcissism. Nothing else. It is the narcissism that powers those decisions, invariably for the vast majority of narcissists in the subconscious. This is really important for you to understand in terms of generally understanding why certain narcissists behave the way they do, but particularly where you find yourself involved with one on a personal level. By way of example, if Blake Lively is on her own and she pours herself a glass of sparkling mineral water, that isn't powered by her narcissism. She's simply thirsty. But if her friend is with her, and her friend has perhaps arrived at her house after running, and she's thirsty, and Blake Lively pours a drink for her friend, that is powered by her narcissism. Her narcissism makes her think that she is kind and it's the right thing to do, because it has learned that that's the appropriate response to somebody who looks hot and sweaty and thirsty. But in actual fact, because she's a narcissist, it is not done with any genuine emotional empathy, but it is a form of manipulation. A benign manipulation, but a manipulation nevertheless. It is done to assert control over the person who has been running and to draw fuel from them by way of their response, as they thank Blake Lively for her apparent kindness. If Lively were to stand in front of them and drink all of the mineral water, leaving them thirsty and exasperated, that similarly is a manipulation, but is a malign manipulation on this occasion. Again, done to assert control over the victim of her behaviours and to draw fuel from them of a negative nature by virtue of their upset at her glugging all of the water. The important thing to understand is that the interaction or contemplated interaction with another human being is guided by her narcissism. Just recently, she has appeared at South by Southwest for the premiere of her new film, Another Simple Favour. Now, many of you are aware of the ongoing legal battle between her husband Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni, and you may well have thought that she would perhaps consider keeping a low profile. After all, the court of public opinion does seem to be on the side of Baldoni, with Lively and Reynolds having received much criticism across social media. However, for Lively, her stance is that she has done nothing wrong. Indeed, her narcissistic trait of defiance looms large, as she wants to shit all over Baldoni by basically showing, your legal case doesn't affect me in the slightest, and I am still loved. Accordingly, as page 6 reports, Blake Lively expressed her gratitude, false compassion, for fans after she stepped out to the South by Southwest premiere of her new film, Another Simple Favour. She also took to Instagram to share photos from the star-studded event over the weekend, including several of herself with co-stars Anna Kendrick and Michelle Morone. Notice once again that this is a narcissist utilising social media for the purposes of the pursuit of the prime aims. That she attends the event, is photographed there, and then later on shares those photographs to say, look at me, don't I look beautiful, aren't I popular, here's me continuing with my life. This is done to assert control over the audience, to draw fuel by way of their comments and support that they provide in reaction to her posting those photographs. It's a form of showing off. It demonstrates her grandiosity. She doesn't think that she's showing off. She just thinks that she's sharing, allowing her fans to see something of her life. She wrote, "Watching at a Simple Favour opening night at South by Southwest felt like a rock concert." She captioned the photo dump, "Thank you to the very best audience. Texas turns it out." Making this movie was already the gift, every element of it. To share it with you all and feel the love return to us was the best feeling. Thank you for having us, Austin. Eyewitnesses explained that she appeared unbothered while walking the red carpet at the Paramount Theatre in Austin on Friday night. She stunned in a show-stopping pink latex gown from Renee Masumian and styled her long blonde locks half up. Fascinating. Accordingly, Blake Lively, showing no sense of shame, no sense of embarrassment, because she doesn't experience those things, no consideration for Justin Baldoni, as she decides that she's going to turn up at the premiere. And not just turn up, but she's going to shit all over the dispute with Baldoni by ensuring that she makes it all about her. Rather than perhaps turn up and do a few photos and go in and watch the premiere, she has to ensure that she's seen. Not only does she have to ensure that she's seen, she wants you to know that she's been seen by sharing it all on social media. The showcasing of the narcissist, the grandiosity, the necessity of putting it out there to say, I am not bothered by this dispute. Let's have a look at some of the video footage that arose from her attendance to see what it also tells us.
Yellow from this reflection, should we scoot up?
Yeah.
It's a little yellow.
Yeah.
Are we yellow?
Yeah,
Like
can
Simpson
we get this close look? How like,
Not quite Oompa Loompa,
Like
but
a Simpson or something?
what?
We're supposed to get interaction with somebody.
In this footage, Blakely and I think it's Justin Milligan, who also was in the film, are stood on the red carpet. Some of you might think that given what's been going on, irrespective of her obligations to promote the film and attend a premiere, that she might just walk straight in and not pose for photographs, trying to keep a low profile, diminishing the impact of her alleged behaviours. But no, naturally her narcissism causes her to need to be seen, so there she is posing on the red carpet, and also as a somatic narcissist is concerned about the effects of the backdrop in making her and Justin Milligan look yellow. Partway through, it appears that an assistant or two pops along to check on her makeup as well as she's pointing to something, and again the somatic narcissist ensuring that her appearance is just right. Naturally, anybody appearing on the red carpet wants to look their best, but it's particularly important to a somatic narcissist such as Lively to be looking delicious and inviting. She continues to pose, chatting away with Milligan, not a care in the world, because she doesn't give a rat's ass about what's happened in relation to Baldoni. She doesn't care about the public criticism. Yes, it threatens her need for control, but the arrogance of this narcissist is such that she pushes it to one side. The compartmentalization is such that she essentially deals with it by thinking that anybody that criticizes her is on the side of Baldoni, who she has labelled as a sexual harasser. Her stance in all of this is that she is perfectly entitled to come along to this show, to this premiere, and milk the fuel. Let's see a little bit more of her in action. Lively, walking along as the crowds are gathered to see the various stars, pursued by the press pack, and she bumps into Milligan, presumably prior to walking along the red carpet. Warm hug for him with a physical assertion of control over him, arm around him, he slips his arm around her as they pose for photographs. Again, no shrinking violet here, not staying away, not keeping a low profile in relation to controversy, but basically strutting in there as if to say, this is my place. Naturally, as the narcissist, drawing in the fuel from the non-intimate tertiary sources that one finds stood behind the barriers and the non-intimate tertiary sources that are the press pack. It's all good fuel for her, meeting a non-intimate secondary source that is Milligan, and demonstrates her facade of causing herself to look like a kind person by embracing him and posing for photographs. No consideration whatsoever for Baldoni, who's probably stuck in a basement still somewhere, as she acts as if she hasn't got a care in the world. And in essence, that's how it is for her as a narcissist. This is her moment. She's not even considering Baldoni. She's not even considering the effects that her behaviour might have upon him, both in terms of what has happened recently and her making such a public appearance, because he's not there. He's not on her radar. And therefore, for the narcissist, if you're not on the radar, you may as well be dead. A final piece of footage there as she enters the venue itself for the start of the premiere, walking along the aisle, stopping to talk to people, receiving the fuel. There's no furtive glances as if she might be concerned about the public reaction or backlash that has occurred. That's completely put to one side. She waves at somebody and sits down and chats with them in her reserved seat. You, for instance, not being a narcissist, if you had found yourself on the receiving end of such backlash, it's likely that you would have kept a much lower profile. You perhaps wouldn't have even bothered going to the premiere. Or if you had, you'd have ensured that you stayed out of the public's way because you might well have been concerned about criticism, booing, and so forth. Not Blake Lively. She doesn't give it a second thought. This is because the narcissism tells her that she is right, that Baldoni is wrong, that she is right to do this, not only in the sense that it's her film and her premiere, but also that she is entitled to receive the adoration. In the news article, she talked about receiving the love, which she believes is very much appropriate because she believes that she is in the right and that Baldoni is the perpetrator. Remember, Lively's stance is that she is the victim, for that is the eternal stance of the narcissist. And here she turns up at the premiere, shitting on Baldoni, strutting along like a peacock, without a care as to how it seems, enjoying the receipt of the fuel, enjoying the adoration, the fans clapping and screaming and shouting out to her, enjoying the attention that comes from the press pack. The fact is, it is the arrogance of this narcissist that she makes such an appearance and, ultimately, is shitting all over Justin Baldoni. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.